Alright then, welcome to your 10th Python tutorial, and in this video we're going to take a look on while loops. So in the last tutorial we look at how to cycle through a collection of data using the for loop and do something with each element within that data. In this video we're going to see a different kind of loop which is called a while loop. So a while loop allows us to cycle through a certain portion of code while a specific condition is true. So let's go ahead and get rid of this code over here. And here I'm going to define a couple of variables. I'm going to call this age. I'm going to set it equal to 25. And again, I'm going to set num, another variable, equal to 0. And here we're going to see the while loop in action. So the way we use this while loop is by using the while keyword and then the condition we want to check. So what is the condition we want to check? We want to check if num is less than age. So we say while num is less than age, then I want you to do something. So this is going to loop through the block of code within it and print it out to the console. So we say while num is less than age, then I want to run this block of code here. So what do we want to do? So while num is less than age, I want it to print out num to the console. Now this is a while loop, but if I'm to run this code now, we'll be cutting what is called an infinite loop. So because this condition will always be true. It says while num is less than age, and here num is 0 and age is 25. So num is less than age, it says print out num. It comes again, you say while is less than age, so it does this over and over again and will be called an infinite loop. So let me just demo this, and you're gonna say, we'll come here and you see loss and loss of 0 because num is 0. So based on the complexity of your code, this might crash your browser. So let's just clear this console. So what we're going to do to overcome this, so what we're going to do now is to change the value of num each time the loop runs. So we're going to increment num by 1. So what we're going to say here is we're going to do num, I'll say num plus equal to 1. So what this code does is says while num is less than age, we should print out the num to the console, then add 1 to num. So we will not be caught in an infinite loop because 1 will be added to num, and each time this code runs, num will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 until it gets to 25, and num will no longer be less than age because 25 is no less than 25, is equal to 25. So let's demonstrate this. Let's run this code. We say Python and the file name, and you're going to see here 0, 1, 2 to 24. So once it gets 24, it breaks out of the loop because 25 is no longer less than age, is not less than 25. So this condition will be false and it breaks out of that loop. So this is a basic way to demonstrate the while loop. So let's do something else. Let's say we want to print out just even numbers to this console. So we don't want to print 0, 1, 2, 3, or we just want to print 0, 2, 3, 4 and the rest to the console. How are we going to do that? So here we're going to take an if statement, and we're going to say if num num modulus 2, and you know the modulus gets the remainder of the division. So if num modulus 2 is equal to 0, and I want you to do something, so here I'm gonna indent this print statement over here. So we say if num divided by 2 gives us 0. So you know any number divided by 2 that gives 0 as a remainder is an even number. So if num divided by 2 gives 0. We should print out the num to the console. And you can see I didn't indent this num plus equal to 1 because we just don't want to do this if statement is true, if this condition here. We'll not do it for the whole loop. So we add 1 anytime this loop runs. So let's check it now. So let's clear this console again. Come here. And you can see we get these even numbers 2, 4, 6, 8, and so on. So this is to get even numbers in this while loop. Alright, then let's do something else. So let's say we want to break out of I want to show you the break keyword using the while loop. So let's say we want to break out of this this loop each time num becomes 10. So when num is 10, I want to break out of this loop and do not print any other thing to the console. So we're going to use the break keyword just like we used in the previous lecture, which is the for loop. So the way we do this, we'll come right here and we'll do another if statement over here. And here what we're going to do is we say if num is now greater than 10. So if num is no longer equal to 10, if num is greater than 10, which is 11, 12 and above, then I want you to break out of this loop. So we're going to just break out of that. And we save this and let's come over here and demo. Clear. And you can see we get 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and it breaks out of the loop. So why num is equal to is now greater than 10, it breaks out of this loop. So this is how to use the break keyword in the while loop. So let's see something else. So over here, let's say we don't want to print out this 0 to the console. So we just want to have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 and we don't want to print out this 0. How do we do that? So over here, we're going to do another if statement. So what we're going to do here, say if num is equal to 0. So if num is equal to 0, we are not going to break out of this loop. So we're not going to say break, because if we break out of this, now if num is equal to 0, the condition is true, we're going to break out of the entire loop. No, we don't want to do that. So I can demo this. Let's do this here. Run this. You can see we don't get anything printed out to the console. So we will broken out of this loop, but that's not what we want. So we want to say if num is equal to 0, we want to use another keyword, the continue. So when num is equal to 0, we want to continue the loop. But if I'm to run this code now, we will be stuck up in an infinite loop again. So because it comes, you say no, if num is equal to 0, num is 0, continues, comes again, num is equal to 0, and that will be an infinite loop. So the way we will overcome this here is by incrementing num again by 1. So we're going to say num plus equal to 1. So when it comes, it says if num is equal to 0, num plus 1, then it continues, it goes back to here, and it comes, now num is 1, is no longer 0, and it doesn't print out that 0 to the console. So let's run this code again. And here, Python and the file name. And here you can see we get 2, 4, 6, 8, and 10. So, dear my friends, this is a while loop, and go through it again and again and practice more, and you're gonna get used to it. And anticipate the next video. Please like and share and subscribe. Thanks.